Okay, so good evening, everyone, and welcome to the master plan for healthy communities. I can't believe it's the end of the week already. We've had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're at the end of the healthy cooking classes, and I've enjoyed them. And I know that you have too, because I know that people have commented on what they've said, what they've enjoyed. So because it's our last night, I just want to reiterate some of the things that I said at the beginning of the week. If this is your first time, then please put a 1 in the chat. If this is your first time, put a number 1 in the chat. And if it's also your first time, here's what I need you to do. I need you to send a direct message to me, Andre Crawford, with your email, so that when we send out the recipes, I can send them to you. So if this is your first time, put a number 1 in the chat. Also send me a private message if you want to. It doesn't matter, you can put it in the normal chat with your email, so that I can send you the recipes that we have done throughout the week. There are many people that I see returning. Morvia, good to see you. Marcia, it's good to see you too. Joy, it's good to see you. Again, welcome. So while we've been on for the last 2 weeks, we've now acquired a Facebook page. So if you have a Facebook account, you can search I think it's Manchester Healthy Community. You'll be able to see coming across your screen. Please find us on Facebook, like the page, follow the page, and every time we do something, we'll come onto YouTube, you'll get it. We also have a YouTube page, and the title for the YouTube page is not YouTube, Facebook. No, YouTube. The YouTube channel is the Master Plan for Healthy Communities. The Master Plan for Healthy Communities. All the videos that we've done from last week to this week are on that channel, and everything that we do subsequently will be on that channel. So I don't want to take any more of Kathleen's time. So let me open with a word of prayer. Enjoy your evening. Like I said, take your notes. The recipes will be sent out, but they will be sent out at the beginning of next week, once we've collated all the emails and all the recipes that we sent out sometime on Sunday. So let me say a word of prayer, and then I'll hand over to Kathleen. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for what you have done for us. We thank you for keeping us safe today. And as we come to the final evening of Kathleen's plant-based cooking classes, healthy cooking classes, we just ask, Lord, that you'll again be with the technology, be with all those that are watching, that are listening. And I pray that at the end of this session, we will have had a wonderful time, that we will have more recipes on how to keep our bodies healthy, nutritious meals. Be with Kathleen, I pray, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. As Andre said, it's our last evening, and I can't believe it. I've really enjoyed discovering things for myself, and also sharing the recipes that I know and love with you all. It's just so, I've been astounded by the variety as well, because some of them, the recipes I don't cook every day, obviously. So as I was saying, lots more recipes to enjoy, but I'm going to do a whistle-stop tour. I'm trying to pack as many things in today as the last, because it's the last time we're going to be together in this fashion on this day. So hopefully you'll get your pen and paper ready. We've got the recipes to share with you on the screen when the appropriate time comes. So hopefully we can get through as many as we can. So I am going to do, as I've tried all week, to do a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. And if I can, I'll have done a dessert in there as well. So hopefully we'll get as much done as possible tonight. But I have got a few that I'm going to share with you today. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy yourselves after we finish tonight, and in the future, where you go and practice what we've learned today and throughout the week. So I think Andre didn't ask, but I'm going to ask, has anybody done any of the recipes so far? I know on the first night, some people said they'd done the chia pudding, and I think Pauline did the cashew quiche. Anybody experimented and tried with anything? Put it in the chat. Oh, please, somebody. No, okay, then we'll carry on. Think about it, but please do. It's not television, you know. This is not television. So anyway, without further ado, the first dish I'm going to do is a fruit cobbler. So in a dish, I'm going to use the blackberries. So you can use any fruit you want, and I just chose blackberries today because I've not had them very often. They are a little bit more expensive because they are obviously in the supermarkets, but you could use raspberries, you could use pears, you can use lots of other fruit that can take a little bit of baking. So pop these in the dish. They've already washed, as you can see, some of the juice is already coming off. So that's the blackberries. This is good heart food. This is lots of berries are good for your heart. So, and with that, you could just do berries on its own if you wanted to, but I'm going to put some pears with it, and I've got a few chopped dates that I had left over from yesterday, and I didn't want to waste them, so I've put some pears in there. Now, I have cheated on this recipe with bought pears in from a can, but they are in natural juice, as you can see. But the one I've done previous, the one I've made already to share with you tonight, I actually poached my own pears. So I just got some conference pears, peeled them, put them in a little water on the in a pan, and just in not much water, and boiled them or simmered them for 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, until they were a little tender. So you can do this on your own. Conference pears or any pear, you can do the commie pears, it's up to you. And just steam them for a little while, or poach them. That's the word I was looking for. Poach them in a little water, and they come out nice and tender. So I'm going to pop these in. I'm going to cut them in half because I want to make sure they're distributed in the dish. And I'm going to put a little bit of the juice in there as well from the can. So, oh, I forgot to put my gloves on, so I'm going to have sticky fingers now. I can wipe them off.
While you're doing that, Kathleen, we've had Valerie. She
Yes.
tried the chia pudding.
Oh, wow. What did she think? She commented.
She may do in just a second.
Fantastic. But thank you for trying it. That's good. So while we're waiting for the response, that's all you do with the blackberries and the pears at this moment in time. Just put them in the dish and let them settle, because we're going to make a cobbler, which is like a kind of a scone type, biscuit type topping for the rest of the dish to finish it off. And this actually gets baked in the oven. So I'm going to pop that there just for a second out of the way while I get my bowl and the rest of the things that I need. So in the bowl, I don't know, the recipe might be coming up soon, but this one, it takes half a cup of coconut flour. You can use another sugar, but I thought I'd go for one that's more natural and less sweet. And you can get coconut flour in lots of places now. So I've got coconut flour in this dish, along with the, it does use a bit of baking powder. So I'm going to pop that in the pan as well. So that's in there. And also I've got some flour. So I've used some of the spelt flour again, but you can use a whole wheat white flour, like the white spelt, if you wanted to. So pop that in there and give them a stir so they mix together well.
Kathleen, Valerie did respond, you know. She said it was delicious.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant. Oh, fantastic. And it's such an easy recipe to do. You don't have to do it. You can leave it overnight as well. Make lots and leave it overnight. So share the good news, Valerie. Share the good news. So I'm just incorporating everything in this so it is well. Okay. That's that. That's mixed up all together. If you wanted to, I guess you could add some desiccated coconut if you like coconut even more. So that's in the bowl. And then what it needs now is a cup of milk, non-dairy milk. I've popped it in here with some oil. Now the recipe does say canola oil. Just use a vegetable oil. I made a mistake and popped that one in by mistake. So I've put milk, oil in here with a bit of vanilla, and I'm going to pop it in there now, some vanilla. Just a little bit of flavouring there. There we go. And stir, because this then goes in to our flour. And I'm going to shake it up a little just to make it more mixed together. Make sure if you have it, hold the top of the lid, because I've had accidents where things haven't stayed in the pot before. So make sure you do. And it's good exercise as well. So that's incorporated really well. Oh, I forgot to add my flaxseed as well. Sorry. So a tablespoon of flaxseed.
Kathleen, Elvina was asking, what is it you're actually making?
Fruit cobbler. And it's for breakfast. So the fruit and the grain for breakfast. I'm going to put a bit more in there. There we go. Just mix that again. So I think that's everything in there. I'm going to add my milk. In it goes. And it's nicely incorporated there. Now, we didn't do that before. Before I was able to make some patties, like form a little scone. So I'm going to add a little bit more flour and a bit more of the coconut sugar. Yeah, because I would just want to form it into some round balls. There we go, just a little bit more to make it come together.
Where did you get that coconut sugar from, Kathleen?
The supermarket. So I've just, yep, you can do. Troll the supermarkets. Got it. I think Costco even sell things like this. So have a look, because I know they do flaxseed, and I know they do. I'm sure they do that brand of coconut milk. I'm just going to put a bit more flour in so I can just form into some balls. There we go. I think that might be enough. I'll keep that there just in case. Now I'm going to put my gloves on because I don't like sticky hands, and I don't want to run to the kitchen to dry my hands, or wash my hands rather. So there we go. Just enough to bring it together. I'll put my gloves on to bring it into a dough. So let's bring my dish back, excuse me. And I can just pop them straight onto here. So that's all it is. Bring it in.
Kathleen, Sonia was saying, can the canola oil be substituted by other oil?
Yes, that's what I said. I've made a mistake and put canola oil on instead. So a vegetable oil rather than canola oil, anything but. I made a mistake by typing the wrong oil. Yeah, so substitute any oil. There we go. So it's come into a nice ball, and now I can shape it into some scone shape balls. So again, this is a very quick and easy recipe to do. So the gloves are getting in the way. So just put them into like scone-like size balls. There we go. Pop it on the top there. Not used to doing this with my gloves on, so you have to bear with me. You get the idea. Yep. And then this goes in the oven for about 40 minutes, basically just wanting the topping to be cooked and baked. Yeah. I wasn't sure if it needed a little bit of salt, but I've not added it because I'm not sure if you'll need it. So pop it in there. But if you want to, you can do. But as I said, sometimes it's what you're used to use your taste buds, but obviously be mindful of sugar, salt and fat when you're making it to your taste buds. I think we've spoilt our taste buds and expecting lots of things that are not good for us, not the healthiest choices. So sometimes you need to educate your taste buds. I think I read once that it takes 17 attempts for you to like something. And I'll give you an instance for my experience with olives. I hated olives with a vengeance once upon a time. And if I'd got a pizza, somebody put it on, they'd be the first thing to come off. And anything, if I went and had a salad anywhere, I would never choose the olives. But then I heard that they're very good for you. So I said, you know what, Kathleen, get used to olives. So little by little, I put one in my mouth, the green one, yeah. But I said, no, Kathleen, mind over matter. It's good for you to eat. So I persevered. And lo and behold, I can now go into a supermarket, get a tub of olives and eat them just like that. I don't have to, I don't have the aversion that I had for them before. So really, it's just educating our taste buds to choose the healthier option, because we have really gone astray with our taste buds. So do try having foods with less salt, less sugar, less fat, and your taste buds will accommodate it. So the fruit cobbler, just needs to go into the oven on 200 for about 40 minutes. Adjust your oven accordingly, because some ovens are hotter than others. So 180 if you need to turn it down, but the cobbler needs to just be brown and be baked. And I have done one earlier, so I don't know if you can see that now. So I'm just going to change, and hopefully you'll see the other one when the camera's back on again. But in the meantime, while they're trying to get the camera working, okay, thank you. Just getting rid of my dirty pots. Thank you.
Kathleen, just a quick question. Going back to the canola oil.
Yes.
It's a man-made oil. Is it good or?
No, it's not the best oil. I mean, people can put in the chat, it's not the best oil to use. No, it should have not been on the list. So please ignore canola oil. It was a mistake by myself. Ignore it. Don't eat it. That's the thing. It's not it's not a healthy oil for us to eat or digest. So with the I've got me saying it now. With the fruit cobbler, which you should be able to see hopefully shortly when we get the technical issues done, I'm going to make an almond cream, which is delicious. And I keep saying that, but it is true. Oh, you've got it. You've got it. So there's my fruit cobbler with the fruit cobbler on the top and the fruit underneath. So it's like a bit of a biscuit type of thing that you eat. So I'm going to make almond cream. So what happens with this is you blend. Let me just get my blender. Oh, let me take my gloves off. I don't need them anymore. Just a minute.
Kathleen, while you're doing that, Veronica was saying, how long did it take you to adjust to the olives, because you didn't like it at first, did you?
No. How long? It was intermittent. When I made up my mind, it wasn't that long. It was possibly, I don't know, 2-3 months. It wasn't as long as I thought, because it depends on how many times I had it. So when there was a lunch somewhere and it was one of the options on the table, I ate it. When I felt peckish, rather than going for a packet of crisps in the supermarket, I said, Kathleen, head for the aisle where the olives are. And that's where I went to get it. and ate them there. So it was really mind over matter, and used every opportunity to introduce myself and just educate my taste buds. So to be honest, I can't really remember. I just know now I'll eat them without hesitation. The black ones, the purple ones, calamari, the green ones, I can't remember the different names of them. I will deliberately go to a delicatessen and choose a bowl of olives to munch on as a snack, just the healthy ones. Okay, so let me just, without further ado, let me do the almond cream. I think it is on the recipe with the fruit cobbler. This is working, yeah, okay. So all that we have in here, let me just get the rest of the ingredients, is a cup of water, then I'm going to pop in the blender half a cup of blanched almonds, which, as you remember, was it yesterday or the day before? You boil them for just 5 minutes in hot water, obviously. Then plunge them into very cold water, and then the shell comes off, and that's blanched almonds. You can buy them already like this if you wanted to, but it doesn't take 2 seconds to blanch them yourself. So half a cup, or if you like it, you can put a bit more in, but half a cup of almonds. Again, for those who are allergic to nuts, yes, interchange them with the sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds. So that goes in the blender with now vanilla yogurt. I ran out of vanilla yogurt and I didn't want to go and get some more. So I've just got the plain one, and I'm going to add some of the plain one and just add a bit of vanilla powder, which I've got here. So let's put that in. I think it's 2 tablespoons.
Kathleen, in all the, is it the almonds you've got there?
Yes.
Do you have to take the skin off?
No, you can keep it on if you want. I think it's just for the look of it that I've chosen to take them off, but you can keep them on. Or if you want to take them off, you can use them in another dish later on. I'm just putting that down and then adding a bit of, I think cream, you usually associate it with a light colour. That's probably why. A bit of vanilla powder. Then I've got some maple syrup. I must admit, I've got a bit of a sweet tooth for maple syrup, so do forgive me if I can't count 1 tablespoon. So forgive me. I actually prefer it to honey, but honey is supposed to be good for, well, it is good for you, but there's no supposing about it. And I do have honey, but I tend to use maple syrup because, oops, I can't count. There we go. There we go. I'm going to dust it off in there. But you adjust it according to your taste. Remember, everybody's taste is different. Let me pop that in there. And I put the almond in, the maple syrup, water, blanched almonds, and salt. I need a bit of salt. So let's have a look where I put my salt. Yeah, here's some. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Angelica's here again for me. Thank you, Angelica. What would I do without you? And it's only a little bit of salt. It's not even a 1/4 teaspoon. So it's, in fact, half a 1/4 teaspoon. I haven't got half, but there's my little bit. Don't need a lot at all. Yeah. Pop it in there. I might leave the here because I'll probably end up using it in a little while. So I've put everything in here. Yeah, water, blanched almonds, vanilla yogurt. I've used the plain with a bit of vanilla flavouring, maple syrup, and teaspoon. You can put almond flavouring in there if you want to as well. Just make it to your taste. Oh, that's what I'm looking for, the lid. And then all we do is blend. I've plugged it in, so that's all ready, good to go. You just see how blended it is. It kind of looks like one of the milks we made before. Now, you see it's getting a little bit creamy, but it's still a little bit liquidy. So I might put a few more almonds in just to get it thicker. And then blend. But if you wanted to, you could have it as it was just then. Yeah, it's a little bit thin, but I'm not going to do any more because I've made one earlier. It's getting a bit thick. Oh, there's some nuts at the bottom. Yeah, I think I need to whiz it a bit more. Ah. There we go. So I'm going to leave it there in the interest of time. So it's a little bit creamier than it was before it went in. I'll show you. And you can see the pouring, the consistency. So it's like a thin cream. If you wanted more, I think it can blend a little bit more because I can see some nuts at the bottom. So if I blended it thoroughly, it would get a bit more creamier because you can see there's a nut coming out of the jug there. Yep. Yeah, so it needs a little bit more blending, but as we usually do, here's one I've done earlier. Anybody remember Blue Peter? They always used to say, here's one I've done earlier. I'm showing my age now, aren't I? I'll wipe my hands, I've got sticky hands. So this one I did put a little bit more almonds in and blended it thoroughly. So, oops. Show you the consistency of this one. Yeah, so that's a lot creamier. Okay, that's probably a thin custard. Yep. And you'd have this poured over your fruit cobbler. Okay, a couple of teaspoons or tablespoons or a bit more. That's delicious. I tried it before. The reason why I'm not tasting my food is because I think I'd end up feeling a little bit ugh, because I've tasted it before when I made it, so it's okay. So don't wonder if anybody's wondering why I've not tasted any of the food. It's not that I don't like it. I like it too much. That's probably more the point. But I've tasted things before when we were preparing them, so that's fine. I'm going to pop that over there and we can have a look at and display it later. And then we'll just clear these up for now. Right. Thank you.
You was asking before, Kathleen, you know, has anybody made some things?
Yes.
And we had Morvia said she was going to do something tomorrow, actually.
Okay, brilliant.
Some veggie with lentil pie.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So she'll try that tomorrow.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Let me know how it goes. Remember to season it to your flavour, because when I made it, I didn't put as many seasonings in as possible, but season it to your taste. Right. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is, so that was the breakfast meal. We're going to do a lunch meal, and it's the pesto. Now, I'm going to try and do 2 pestos if time allows. Let me just move these out of the way. And pestos are simple, quick, easy. Oh, I need to wait for my jug. So while I'm waiting for my jug to come back, I'll just talk you through the ingredients. So the first one, which should be shortly on the screen, is about basil. It's made with basil. And I know you can get some pestos commercially, but sometimes they have things like vinegar in, which is an irritant to the stomach, or cheese. Sometimes I think they're usually made with Parmesan cheese. And if you want to go dairy free, ideally, can I have the jug, please? Thank you. Ideally, you want to be able to have something that you don't have to have cheese in it. And I'm sure there are some vegan options as well. And in fact, I think I've recently bought a vegan Parmesan from, I think it was Marks and Spencer's actually. One of my brother-in-law actually bought one for me and said, look what I found. And he showed it to me. If you bear with me 1 minute while you're looking at the recipe, I'll actually go and get it from the fridge because I forgot to bring it in. Thank you for waiting. So it is this one. If anybody's interested. It's made with coconut. It's free from dairy, gluten, soya, lactose and palm oil. Yep. So you could add it to this pesto if you wanted to, or you can sprinkle it over your pastas if you want to. Let me list the ingredients. It's got starch, coconut oil and water. I think that's mainly it. So if you want to, but if not, this recipe doesn't call for it anyway, so that's fine. But it's a little treat because it is man-made anyway, so that's fine. So I need my blender, which has now come back. Nice and clean. And for this, I'm going to need a cup of basil. Let me get the ingredients.
Why do you want basil, Kathleen?
Why do I want
What's so
basil?
special about me? Basil? I'm just asking.
Because you are special. Amen. Yeah. Anyway, moving on swiftly. So we've got 1.5 cups of basil. Yeah, I think we added a little less. So we've got the fresh one. Okay. We didn't add as much. So you can add more if you want to. And then we have pine nuts, which is in here. So this, you just throw everything in the blender and it should blend away. We just try and open this without spilling everything everywhere. There we go. Yep. So pine nuts, pop them in here. So in there I've got the pine nuts, and it also calls for nutritional yeast flakes. I've got them in nutritional yeast flakes in that compartment, pine nuts in this compartment. So they all go in.
Would you use nutritional yeast and palm oil? One or the other?
One or the other, or just do it to your taste, because the nutritional yeast flakes gives a cheesy flavour anyway. I'm sure some of you, when you make the recipes, you'll get a waft from the tin, from its container, and you'll say, oh, that's got a hint of cheese. There is one, the nutritional yeast flake. There's a brand that comes with vitamin B12, because if you're plant-based, that's one of the nutrients that might not be readily available in your diet. So you can get the nutritional yeast flakes with B12. But for some reason, basil doesn't take to that one for some reason, but I find it okay.
Kathleen, somebody from Galaxy J5 was saying, can basil be substituted? I don't know why, but can it be substituted? And what can be used instead of yeast flakes?
Yeast flakes, good question. I'm not sure about that question. Oh, pardon, Angelica's whispering and I can't do lip reading. Go on, Alex. Red lentils, there you go. She's obviously done this before. That's fine, red lentils. So try that. That blends really well because we had it in the pie yesterday. So to this, I'm going to add cloves of garlic. Oh, yep. That one. It says 4, but I put 3 in, but that's fine. And then we have some salt in here, already weighed out for me, so throw it in. Half a teaspoon. To put a little less. I always like to put a little less. If I need to add more, I can add. I can't take it out.
Sorry, Kath, the red lentils was a substitute for the yeast flakes, wasn't it? That's what you said.
That's Angie's suggestion.
Yeah, Veronica was just asking.
Because it blends really well anyway. And olive oil. There we go. Thinking it's this. Oh no, I think it's this one. There we go. 1/3 of a cup. So all goes in there and we start blending. So basil, pine nuts, nutritional yeast flakes, olive oil, cloves of garlic and sea salt or Himalayan salt. Now this might need a little bit of a push to blend, so because it hasn't got as much liquid in it to move it around. So let's see. There we go. Oh, I've got to plug it in.
Kath, what's the difference between sea salt and Himalayan salt?
If you get the natural sea salt, it will have some nutrients in it. So there's a French salt, and I think it looks a bit grey. I once bought it a number of years ago. Yeah, and it was all grey and looked like it was dirty. So I threw it away thinking, oh, it's gone off. But I was later told that, no, that was one of the best salts because it's got some of the nutrients that's taken from the sea was still within it. So, and there's another salt called Celtic salt. That's also nutritious because it's got some of the minerals that are in the sea that's left in the salt itself. So you get table salt and that's stripped of all the other nutrients that should be in there. But Himalayan, Celtic salt, and I forget the name of the French salt because it came in it was coarse. And they've got some of the natural minerals from the sea still in it. And so you'll get a more nutritious salt for that. A bit more expensive, but they're well worth it. Invest in your health. So I'm just going to turn this on and blend, and if it doesn't blend, I'll have to move it down and add a little bit more liquid if needed. Yeah, I need to just chop the, it's going, but it just needs a bit of a push. I think it needs a little bit more oil.
Can mint be used instead of basil?
Yeah. If you want a minty flavour, that's fine. There's red pepper pesto, so you can put red peppers in here as well, if you'd like to. It is going. I don't know if I should use my mini blender to see. Let's try again. I can just see my garlic jumping up and down. It's not behaving today. Might put a little bit more oil in. Or I might put a little bit of water in. Oh, just a tip. Because it's not behaving today. I'm going to chop my garlic cloves a little bit as well.
Kath, even though we're using Himalayan salt, we still have to be careful with the amount we take, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Even though we're using coconut oil, it's still a fat. You still need to be careful with these things. This will behave now.
Yeah, Marlene was saying we can use coriander. Coriander can be used as well.
Yeah, green leaves. That's good. Keep the suggestions coming. I don't know everything, so that's fine. Let's try again. Bear in mind. just going to blend it down. It is moving a little bit better than it was before. Yep, it's being emulsified. Let me show you. There. So if you do it, you might need to add just a tip of water just to get it moving. Or I didn't want to add more oil, so I'd rather add a bit of water. And if your blender's only small, it'll probably do it because this is the big blender, so the blade isn't hitting all the food. But if you're doing a larger quantity, that would probably work better as well. Let's try a bit more. Let's see. I'm going to add a bit more water because it's still moving to the side, but let's see what we can do with that one. That's doing it. Yeah, that's looking good. Bit more blending, but I'm going to, for the sake of time, I might not blend it very smooth, but I will blend it a little bit. Just leave it there. Thank you. Just one more blitz. Right, I think that's smooth enough. I'll show you now. A little bit grainy, but we could do more. But I'm just thinking for the sake of time, I'm just going to leave it at that consistency. Okay. And again, when you do it, do it to your taste buds. Because what I would do now is, to take it out. Yeah. I'm going to show you that I've made some pasta beforehand. I'm just going to pop this under here. Made some pasta. This is whole grain penne pasta. And I pop it on there. It might not be enough for this whole pasta, but that's fine. You get the idea. Decorate that with some other vegetables. Now, the world's your oyster. You could put corn on this if you wanted to, or peppers if you wanted to. So I'm not going to leave it for the ladies in the kitchen to incorporate a little bit more. But yeah, as long as it's coated, and then you can add extra bits if you'd like. Yeah. And again, the little bit of water that's on the pasta, that can thin down the sauce. Or if you wanted it thinner yourselves, you could thin it down yourselves. There we go. There we go. There's loads more left in the jug. So I think that would feed at least 3 people. I think maybe more, depending on their appetite. Now, Basil loves pasta. I think this might just be enough for him. Sometimes I think, where are you going with all that pasta? But he loves pasta. And I guess once that sits in the pesto, it would marinate, and then you'll have the flavour running through a bit more of the pasta when you're eating it. Okay. Now I put some sweet corn in there, or something colourful, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to make it more appetising and appealing to look at as well. But yeah, that's more or less incorporated. And that was simple and easy to do, wasn't it? I suppose you could keep it in the fridge. You don't have to use it all in one day if it's just a small family or you're on your own as a single person. So you could just keep it in the fridge and use it up when you're ready. Okay, have it for lunches. Some people even have it for as a meal in the evening if they wanted to. Okay.
Marlene was actually saying we could put the pasta into the jug, can't we, just to get as much as the sauce.
To scrape it out.
Yeah.
Well, I've not done that because I'm going to do another pasta, and I'm not even going to wash the jug because I'm going to use the same jug to do the other pesto. Sorry, I'm going to do another pesto, which is a bit more of a detox pesto because it's got coriander in it, and coriander actually does take out some toxins in your body, so that's good. So I'm just going to cover this and leave it for later when we can decorate it and add some sweet corn. Thank you. So I've got some sweet corn in the kitchen. I think it's in one of the food bags near the fridge. So that's for the other one. So I'm not going to wash this because it is another pesto. So let me just wipe my hands. I think I'm a bit antsy with dirty hands. It's not something I like. I'm just going to wet this tissue and pop it here. Get this one. Let's wipe the jug a little bit clean. There we go. And that. So I've got the other one measured out here. I don't think we've got the ingredients on the list, so but it will be there by the time Andre does the ingredients list for beginning of next week. So in this one we have, let me just check. It is coriander, and some people call it, is it cilantro? Yeah, here it is. So we have this one called 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going to chop them because they weren't behaving last time, so they're not going in whole. There we go. I'm going to chop them here. And they go in the jug again. Stick your hands. Then we have Brazil nuts, which is 1/3 of a cup of Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts, and there we go. Brazil nuts going in. Hopefully they'll behave. If not, I'll have to, in fact, I'm going to chop them a little bit as well. Or I'll blend them. That's what I'll do. It might be easier. Can I just have the topping for this? The little jug. While we're waiting for them to be blended, I've got some sunflower seeds. Also good for you with steam. Oh, sorry. Got it? That pops in there. I'll turn it that way so you can see them actually going in for the cameraman. And then pumpkin seeds, which are here. And then we have coriander, which is in here. There we go. They're in another bag in the kitchen, Ange. Just pop them in there. That was, sorry, I didn't tell you the amount, 2 cups. Thank you. And then we have,
Just going back to the nuts, Kathleen, how much was there?
nuts. Okay, so it was 4 cloves of garlic, 1/3 Brazil nuts, 1/3 sunflower seeds, 1/3 pumpkin seeds, 2 cups of fresh coriander, and some parsley. Oh no, sorry, coriander's called Chinese parsley, sorry. And 2/3, which I haven't said before, flaxseed oil. Now this is a bit of a treat because it is expensive, but you're worth it. Okay, and it does last. So 2/3 flaxseed oil, which goes in. And I'm not wasting this, I'm going to scrape the bowl. I think I was asking Sainsbury's do this. I've seen it in some other shops, or obviously you can get anything online these days. So flaxseed oil. You possibly could just add the flaxseed itself with a bit of water, but obviously you're not going to get it in such a high concentration. And then lemon juice, 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. That's the vitamin C in this one. So all the ingredients that I've added here have some nutritional properties. So Brazil nuts, selenium, sunflower cysteine, pumpkin seeds, zinc and magnesium, the coriander, vitamin A, and that's the thing that can cleanse as well. Obviously, flaxseed oil, good for the omegas, and vitamin C is in the lemon juice, which I'm just about to add now. Okay, that goes in there. And then I'm going to pop the lid on. Oh, I didn't add the Brazil nuts. See, I nearly did it again. Okay, I'm going to do some with and some without. I'll just make another one. It's fine. I'm going to do it this way. I'll make another one. Angie's telling me that she's not allergic to cashews, but we'll make it, sorry, Brazil, and we'll make another one afterwards for her because she's been so good all week. I'll make a special one for her. Now, this has got salt in for a reason. I'm going to take it out because I don't want the salt in this one. I'm just going to blend the Brazil nuts. Just bear with me. A couple of them are being naughty. But you get the gist. It must, everything's just blended together. There we go. Just a couple more to blend. and pop it in the bigger blender or the grinder. There we go. Thank you. Put the lid on this and the hole, and we should blend now. Be a bit slower, then they don't jump up everywhere. Right, let's see how much that is blended. Yep, that's going down. Let's give it a stir. Yep, that's not bad. Just push the others down there. I guess if you wanted to, you could add some tofu to this if you wanted to make it a bit more creamier as well. But that's getting quite creamy anyway. And obviously it would extend it a little bit and add another level of nutrient as well. So I'll just give it a bit more of a blend and then we're good to go. Right, I'm going to leave it there in the interest of time. So this time, let's move that out of the way. Thank you. I've made some gluten-free pasta this time. I'm not sure if you can get whole wheat gluten-free. I've never tried it. I'm still on the search for it. So if anybody knows if you can get gluten-free whole wheat, that'd be great, or whether that's just not done. So I'm going to put this on the pasta and just mix it the way we did before. Again, adjust it to your taste, but ideally this one is a cleansing pasta, pesto rather. So really it should be eaten the way it is, and apparently I like it this way anyway, so it shouldn't need too much adjusting. I'm going to just put that there. Oops. There we go. I think I'd add a bit more pasta to this and they've stuck together, some of them. So that's fine. There we go. Again, if you wanted to, you could add some more colour to this. And then you could make it look prettier. There we go. Lovely. So you'd get that in the shop, I think. Something looking similar. So you don't need to go to the shops. Make it yourself. Okay. Right. There's a bit more in there. So if you can scrape that out, I need the jug back and I'll do some more for you afterwards. But yeah, that's another of the pastas. Gluten-free one, which with the Chilean pesto. And as I said, you'll get this recipe. I can go through it again if you want to. I'll go through it again. So in this pesto was 4 cloves of garlic, a 1/3 cup of Brazil nuts, a 1/3 cup of sunflower seeds, a 1/3 cup of pumpkin seeds, 2 cups of coriander, fresh coriander that is, 2/3 cup flaxseed oil, 4 tablespoons of I was going to say vitamin C, but I mean lemon juice. I'm keeping you on your toes. And salt to taste, Himalayan salt or sea salt to taste. Right, so hopefully that will go down a treat when you try it. Okay.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Marlene and Sarah were saying, would you serve this cold or does it need to go into the oven?
No, I'd serve it cold. I don't mind pasta cold, but you could have it warm if you wanted to. That's fine. Totally up to yourselves. Because all the things we've put in it can be eaten raw, or maybe the garlic, we could have poached them actually. But everything else you can eat. Yeah, raw. Okay, so maybe you poached the garlic actually. So I'm just going to add this. So that was the lunches. I'm not sure if we'll get time to do the falafel because that was the other dish I had. So, or the dessert. So we probably will do the dessert because I know you've been waiting for that. If you want to, you can choose. But I think we'll go for the dessert because I've already prepped the dessert. And if we can get the falafel, we'll do it another time. Okay. So we put this there. And the dessert we're going to do is, let me just get my ingredients. It's the lemon custard pie, because I think there was a bit of a competition a couple of days ago for either the cheesecake, the tofu cheesecake, or the lemon pie. So we're going to have the lemon pie this time. Okay. We've already had the other one. So it's going to wipe this table up. It's got pesto on the chopping board. Not that we need to use it anyway.
While you're doing that, Kathleen, Veronica suggested that, maybe we could do future classes about detoxing the body.
Yeah.
What is good, what is not too good.
That would be good.
That's
yeah, that's a good suggestion. Yeah. There might be more of that coming next week as well. So, but yeah, that's a very good suggestion. Thank you. So I'll just tell the ingredients and it will be flashed up on the screen in a short while. So we're going to do lemon pie, which has sliced pineapples in it. Then we have lemon rind, coconut milk, salt, honey, or you can have maple syrup, corn flour, fresh lemon juice, a bit of turmeric, and a pie crust. So the pie crust I'm using is the one that I made for the cauliflower, broccoli and carrot lentil pie. So I've just used that. So you have got the recipe for that already. Or if you haven't, you'll get it earlier in the week. So don't worry if you haven't got it. So I'm going to just do the filling in the main because I've already explained how you do the pastry. And I'm just doing, I would have done it tonight, but I'm looking at the time that we have available to do the pastry. But I can talk you through it because basically it's a very easy pastry. It's very crumbly. It's the one with the lecithin in it, which does give it a nice crumbly texture and makes it moist. And we've got the oat flour that we ground and the whole wheat flour. But I use spelt flour, which is a good flour to use anyway as a substitute.
Kath, Veronica's asking, is corn flour the same as cornmeal?
No, corn starch is the same as corn flour. Cornmeal is finely ground maize or corn. Right, so we'll just do this again. Just let me wipe this out. Don't want excess.
There's a lot of questions asked by Veronica.
Yeah.
She'll be an expert by the time she finishes this.
She wants to learn, which is good. And she's keeping me on my toes, so that's good. That's okay. At least I know one person's out there. That's good, listening. So for the filling, we have just going to get the tray. Can we just, thank you. So in the filling we have sliced or drained pineapple juice, which I'm going to drain it now. I'm going to put my gloves on. Thank you. Drain it in there. I'm going to have to dampen it down with some kitchen roll because I don't want all of it in there with it so wet. But it doesn't matter if it's a little bit wet. We just add a bit more cornstarch, corn flour. So I'm just going to squeeze it with a kitchen roll just to get the excess juice out and peel off the kitchen roll. Another one. Get the excess out. There we go. And pop that in there. So it's a 20-ounce can, or generally it's 2 of this size cans that I showed you before. Okay. And I've lost my other one, so I might half the quantity because, oh, there it is. It's hiding. There we go. If you have a fresh pineapple, that's even better. Use that one. Right, okay. Pop that in here. So that's our pineapple. And then to the pineapple, move that out of the way. Pop that on there. To the pineapple, we're going to add lemon rind. Oh no, that's the lemon juice. Let me just get the lemon rind. There it is. There it is. Just hiding. Some lemon rind there. And that's half a teaspoon. You can add more. If you want a more lemony flavour, that's fine. So you can go as much as 2 whole lemon rinds. That's fine. Then to that, I'm going to add some coconut milk. Here we are. I've already opened it already. There we go. And that's just half a can, a full can. See how you feel when you add it. That goes in there. And then we're going to add some salt. First of all, some lemon juice I think we're going to add. And that's 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Again, that'll give it a nice tarty flavour.
Kathleen, I've noticed that you tend to put salt in quite a few things. Is there any particular reason?
Just to give flavour. Flavour. If you don't want the salt, you can leave it out, but it does need a little bit of a kick. But if that's the case, you can leave it out. It's your taste. Okay. Then we have some maple syrup. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'll learn to count. It's only 1/3 of a cup in this one because we've got the sweet pineapple. There we go. 1/3 of a cup. Using natural sugars. And you're not all going to eat all of this on your own anyway. So that's that. So we've added that. We've added that. Then we want, so we've got the pineapple lemon rind, coconut milk, salt, maple syrup or honey. Now we're going to add some corn flour, which is 4.5 tablespoons. This is the thing that's going to thicken our custard. There we go. So cornstarch to some people, corn flour to others. Okay. Add it in. There we go. And then we're going to add a little bit of turmeric. This will give it the colour that we need for the lemony flavour. So you only need a touch, or when you add it, you can see that much. When it's blended, you can see what colour it's turning, just a little bit more. But don't go gung-ho with a whole one. We just want it because we just want a hint of yellow rather than a Belisha Beacon yellow. So, without further ado, I'm going to move some of these away because they're in my way. If I need some more, I'll take it back. Oh, did my lid come back? Yes, it did. There we go. And here we go. I'm going to blend. But I've got to plug it in. Nobody reminded me. There we go. Stay. That's fine. So we just want the ingredients to be blended, because what we're going to do is, and it's gone nice and creamy and thick already. Let me get a spoon so you can see. There we go. Still a bit lumpy because it's got pineapple in it. So I will blend it a little bit more. You want it nice and smooth. And no lumps. Like thick cream. See if that's enough now.
Kathleen, Marlene was just asking, could you use, I think it's agar instead of cornstarch?
Yeah, I think you have to cook that one though, don't you, in order for it to be thick. So this one, I've not tried it with agar in that way, but you do need to cook agar and then add it in. I don't know if you can add it in, then blend it and then cook it. I think you've got to set it first, but yeah, if that sets it, that's fine. Yeah. Just see if it's smooth enough. Just a little bit more blending and then it's ready. Right, that's that done. So what we do now is we take it and pour it into a pan and bring it to the boil. And it will thicken during that time. Let's just get the pan. There we go. Trusty camp stove. Where would I be without it? There we go. Move things away so we're not causing a hazard. I'm going to pour it in here. You can see it's a nice yellow colour. I think it does darken a little bit when you add it to the, when it cooks a little bit. And poured in there. And then I'm going to stir. It does thicken, so it's best to stir it continuously, then you don't have any lumps in the main. That's fine. And as it gets warmer. Thank you. It takes a while to heat up. There we go. So before we run out of time, I've just tonight it's just really been simple recipes as I've tried to throughout the week. I don't think they're particularly hard for me. So I think if we just practice and try, it should come more natural to everyone, because I'm now used to blending or steaming, just different ways of cooking so that you're not adding fat to your diet, and obviously natural, cooking it from scratch so that you know what's gone in your food, and there's less preservatives obviously. So, and they're very tasty, as the chia pudding girls can testify.
Kathleen, Veronica's asking, she's just curious, what are your favorite foods to make and eat? Do you have anything?
Oh, I've done most of them this week. I do like rice and peas. I could eat that till the cows come home. This is one of my favorite desserts, this lemon custard pie. What else do I like? I like porridges. And also, what's another thing I like? Can you remind me, Basil? I can't remember. I can't think of the spot. Well, I cook pasta because somebody in the household likes pasta. But it's not my favourite. Certain dishes of pasta. I like lasagna. That's another one. I was going to do that, but that would take
curry.
A time.
Is it your curry?
The chickpeas. That's it. The chickpea. The way I normally do the curry that we had in the week earlier in the week, I'd add chickpeas to that, and I'd do a nice kind of a korma curry with vegetables. That's really nice. What else? I can't remember.
You know something? The sad thing about all this is I'm just going to be the only person to eat it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think the techie team might have a fight for you for that. So it's thickening now. I don't know if the cameraman can see. But yeah, it's getting nice and thick. And it's not going into lumps, because the reason why I'm stirring all the time, it doesn't take long to thicken and boil. And then it goes into the pie crust that we've made earlier.
Yeah, Veronica was saying korma is her favourite.
Oh, lovely. We'll have to get together. We have to get together. Okay, somebody said you live in America. We'll have to Zoom together again over a korma meal.
Marlene says she's coming round.
No, she can get here. She doesn't live too
we'll
far.
Lock the door.
Yeah, this is really nice. This is nice for a Sabbath meal or a dinner party, whichever. So I let it boil just a little bit, just to get some of the liquid to evaporate. Make it a little bit thicker, but when it's cooled, it sets. And I'll show you the one I've done earlier. And it's a bit like lemon curd, I guess, if some people remember having that either at school or on the bread, or if you can still get it, I don't know. But this is kind of like a lemon curd. But it's delicious because you've made it yourself, even better. There you go, so you can see. If it doesn't thicken with yourselves, add more cornstarch, not to the boiling mixture, because it will just set like a solid rock. Cool it down a little bit, take it off, and then add the cornstarch, corn flour, and then bring it to the boil again. It will thicken, but don't add it to a very hot liquid, because it will instantly set and thicken in one space in your pan. So I'd leave that for another 5 minutes, stirring all the time, just to let the liquid evaporate. That's why it's important to drain your pineapple well, because maybe I didn't drain my pineapple as well as I should have done. It's a little bit thinner than I would normally, but that's still good. That would still make a nice lemon fool. If people know that, put it in a glass, put some coconut cream and layers of granola, and that would make a nice parfait or a lemon fool dessert. So I'm going to turn that off because I'm mindful of the time, and we'll finish it off later. And I'll show you the one I've done earlier, which is, yeah, let me just make sure this is off. Yeah. Take this off. Thank you. And this is the one I've done earlier. Oops. Yep, so that's the lemon curd. You can see it's gone a little bit darker as it sets. I can poke it and you can see it's set. There you go. So you could cut this and slice it so you can share it without it going everywhere and moving. So it's set. And as I say, the crust is the whole wheat pastry that we made earlier in the week. And I decorate that with some fruit. You could have pear. I had got a pear, but I think it's gone. So I don't know where the pear's gone. I was going to fan a pear and put it on top, or you could make a nice sauce if you wanted to, or you can have it with the almond cream that we've made before. So the world's your oyster with that. And I guess you could make it with different fruits. You could try pear and blend the pear with the corn flour and all the other ingredients and see if that would do. So I guess you can choose a variety of fruits to make this with. So there you go, lemon custard pie. Enjoy when you get doing this. So one of my favourites, if anybody's asking. If anybody invites me to dinner, make this for me for my dessert. You'll be my friend. Okay, thank you. So just keep cooking this. I'll turn it back on while the techie team get ready to go. I'll open up and show everybody the food. I did do two of these. Did two of the lemon curd pies. I'm still looking for my pear. Don't know where it went. As I say, another time we did have falafels that were going to be an option for you to try, and I was going to demonstrate. Thank you. But time didn't allow. Yep. But that'll be another time, so we can definitely possibly plan another session and finish off some of the recipes. So I'm just going to continue making this and hopefully get it done for later on.
Hey, Junior.
Any questions, any comments from anyone? No? Okay.
Just
fine.
wonderful. Just wonderful.
Your bellies are full by just looking at the food.
I think, it's coming through now, Kathleen.
That's wonderful.
Valerie
Thank
saying
you so
excellent,
much.
much appreciated.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely will be trying the recipes. Can we have the recipe anyway? That was from Marley.
Yeah, definitely.
And Valerie saying thanks for the sessions. It's truly inspiring.
Okay. I'm so happy that you've all enjoyed travelling through the kitchen with me, sharing some of my recipes, and maybe you can post some of your favourite recipes as well. They're not just mine. I'm sure we've got some other healthier options that we can share. It's all about sharing and helping us to be healthy and happy. So please do.
Sarah was saying, can't wait to try the recipes. Excellent, Kathleen. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. And I want to say thank you for Angie, and we also had Pauline who's joined us as well to support with the cooking as well. They've come early and stayed late as we prepare for the next night. So I want to big them up as well. It's not just me. There are people behind the scenes as well that have really, really helped a lot. So thank them as well. And thank you for listening.
Morvia said that she's still checking the post for delivery. I told you, Morvi, you need to give me your email, your address, and then I'll bring it personally.
Whoa, that's an offer.
Sarah says, when your book coming out?
Oh, wow. I'll need some help. I'm not very techie, but I'm getting there. I think I'm going to try and do something and challenge myself to get some recipes and put them in on paper. So yeah, that's a challenge. Thank you. I will do that. But I'll need people to feedback after they've tried it, because I don't know how popular they'll be. They're my favourites, but I need people to give feedback on when they've tried it, how it's gone for them. So I think that would be a good angle to start a cookery book from.
Yeah. Like I said, Kathleen, there is a Facebook page. So if you're on Facebook, you search Manchester Healthy Communities and you'll find the page. Or if you can't find it that way, if you just put Kathleen's plant-based cooking classes into Facebook, when you see the picture, just click on the name underneath. And when you've tried your food, when you've tried your recipes, post a picture there.
You knew.
You've got the email as well, which is healthycommunities21@gmail.com. You can send a picture and I'll send it on to the team, or we will upload it onto Facebook. There will be an Instagram page that's still being set up, but Kathleen will have an Instagram page of her recipes and the new foods that she's trying. So please do make sure you've got all the social media details. That's healthycommunities21@gmail.com. That's Manchester Healthy Communities on Facebook, and on YouTube it's the Master Plan for Healthy Communities. Right, we have gone over our time by 4 minutes. I just want to thank everyone for coming again. This is the final session for this week. So we have reached Thursday. However, that's not the end of our programming. We continue, we're back again on Sunday evening, 7 p.m. British summertime. And next week's presenter is Jackie Brown from Scotland, who will be doing God's Plan in a Global Pandemic. God's Plan in a Global Pandemic. Next week is going to be another fantastic week. Mm-hmm. We're going to hear from people who have had lifestyle-related diseases, who have implemented God's Plan, and those diseases have been reversed. So please do, I'll send out the poster at the end of probably on Saturday evening, Sabbath evening, early Sunday morning. Please do, as you are doing, thank you very much for posting out to your friends, posting out to your family and your colleagues. Please do remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the bell, find us on Facebook so that we can keep you up to date. So with that being said, thank you very much, Kathleen. Thank you very much, Basil. Thank you very much, Delroy. Thank you very much, Angie. Thank you very much, Pauline. We hope, and well, we know that you've had a wonderful week because you're letting us know. Before I sign off, if there is anyone that is new, I said it at the beginning, I'll say it now. If there is anyone that's new and you've not yet given your email, please do give us an email so that we can keep you up to date with all of our programs and keep you up to date with all of the recipes that are going to come out early next week. So if you're new and you've joined after the start of this program, please do put your please put your email into the chat and we will get you all of the recipes. And as I said, try and find us, or please do find us out on social media. And we would love to see you on Sunday evening, 7 p.m. British summertime, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, if you're anywhere else in the world that has a different time zone, please do work out the times and we'd love to see you on Sunday evening. That being said, let us pray and we will send you home and we will eat the food that's in Kathleen's house and let you know how it tastes. Okay, let's pray. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for this week that you've given to us. We thank you for everything that you've done. Lord, we had some hiccup with the technology at the beginning of the week, but you came through for us. You came through for us with the food, and we know what it's going to do to our bodies because we are putting the ingredients in ourselves. I pray that you'll bless the hands of all those that are going to try these recipes, the quiche, the desserts, the lunches, the breakfasts, Lord. And I pray that as we continue to grow as healthy communities, that not only physically we will grow, but spiritually and mentally and socially we will grow, because this is what you desire. You have a master plan for healthy communities. So bless us now, we pray, until Sunday evening. Keep us safe wherever we travel, and bless our families, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.